So, hey guys, just letting you know that I am actually going to be able to give you guys a little bit more of a heads up before I completely give up on my old channel. I did include a link to my new channel that we're going to be using in a couple other episodes, or I guess you could say videos, of me playing some DJ Max. I know I've got quite a bit of rhythm followers that pretty much enjoy rhythm games, so although I'm not able to completely record on the DJ Max that I'd like to show you that I've done, I have found a way for you guys to get a free version of DJ Max. This is going to require a download. Luckily I did all of the hard stuff for you, so you don't even have to worry about anything crazy at the moment. It took me forever to get all of the stuff needed. I hope you guys really enjoy it. This is the only thing I found so far online that actually, I guess you could say, really had everything together. And it was a pain in the neck. It was a hard process. But it's got 4-button mode, 5-button mode, 6-button mode. It's got the missions. It's also got 8. It does not have 7 buttons, unfortunately. The mechanics are a little bit different than the ones that you're going to see like in this video. But I figured those of you that used to play Stepmania, I've tried looking for the Stepmania stuff all over again because I've been wanting to put some videos up on that. But I can't even find it, so I've just assumed the Stepmania community's dead. These songs, they're amazingly fun. There's some really difficult ones. There's some that aren't so difficult. Overall, this game will just occupy your time, especially if you love rhythm games. Also, the accuracy system is amazing. I've yet to find a rhythm game that does from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 100 like that. Everything else is always just said good or nice or cool, perfect, stuff like that. So I really enjoy that aspect of just this. Some of the songs are catchy. There's a few I don't exactly like, but beggars can't be choosers. But basically, the file that you're going to be downloading from me, it might take a while to download because I've got it onto my MediaFire account. But it's going to have everything you need from the time it's downloaded. No combining special ISO parts. No downloading special emulators and wondering if you've got the right part. You're going to have everything in one package. All you're going to need is WinRAR to pretty much unzip it. And I'm not going to really include a link to WinRAR in the description because everyone this is intended to help pretty much should already know what WinRAR is and probably already have it on their computer. Just a little bit of a disclaimer though, you're not normally supposed to have these backups if you haven't previously owned the game, so just kind of use that at your own risk. I have owned that game before, DJ Max Fever, on the PSP, so I'm not really in any really worries because that was my one backup that I have, just in case. But just to kind of go over, that was a 5-button mode. Let's show you what 6-button mode looks like, even though I'm sure you've seen some of my other videos. It's a fun little song. For the Icarus. This is one of the best songs ever that I've ever played, at least on DJ Max. It's just fun. I don't know if For the Icarus will be on that version. There's some songs that are on that one that are not on DJ Max Trilogy, which is what I'm playing right now. One of the ones that I've been really wanting to play, on a keyboard at least, was called Plastic Method, because there's a really extremely fast part at the very end of it, on the 6-key mode. And just come to find out, there's no way to get Plastic Method on DJ Max Trilogy, which kind of sunk my heart a little bit. And a friend of mine wanted to be able to play DJ Max, and I was like, well, I'll use this time to figure out how to get the emulator up and going. I just want you to know I spent a couple hours. I cannot stress to you how annoying it was to find everything. Because the game would literally, you could play 3 songs and then it would start flickering enough to give you a seizure, and then it would crash. And I got so frustrated trying to work on it, I eventually just Googled a couple things, found out it needed a patch. So so I patched it, got everything uploaded, compressed for you. Normally you would see it as an ISO file, but I made it a CSO. It's going to work just fine on your emulator. You will have to edit the controls on the emulator itself, just to kind of give you a heads up if you need instructions. If you look at the screen, what I'm playing with right now, we got 3 keys on the left and 3 keys on the right. ASD, or I guess you could say SDF if you want, is what you should make those. On the PSP, this was left, up, and right on the D-pad side. Left, up, right. So in the order, you're going to assign left to like S, up to D, and right to F. And then on the other hand, you're going to assign square to like F. I think that's it. No, you're going to assign it to J, I'm sorry. On the right hand, it's going to be JKL. You're going to put spacebar to X so that way you can activate Fever. If you decide you want to try out 8-key mode, once you unlock it, you need to probably make the letter A and the semicolon your respective 8 letters, because it'll be left for L and R as they show down like that. J and F, much like on the 5-key mode on here, will act as a double key for the middle part. So yeah, it's kind of the general idea, the general consensus. If you don't want to use the SDF, JKL as your setup, you don't have to. You can change it all as much as you want, but like this is 4-key, I've got DF, JK, 5-key SDF, and then like I said, the F and J go together, and spacebar of course is for the Fever. 6-key, you got the same thing, except now instead of F and J being used for the same note, they're used for separate notes. 7-key, which is going to have 8 keys with, again, F and J holding the middle note, but that 7-key isn't on that game. And then 8-key, what you're going to see if you ever do get to play 8-key is you're going to see S, D, F, and JKL. And then these notes, instead of being on the far side, they'll be big red squares that take up the whole left side and right side of the gear. So you'll be able to see that pretty well. The accuracy on that one's a lot easier than what you're going to be able to see if you have DJ Max Trilogy. If you really enjoy playing DJ Max, at least on that, I would really recommend getting this. They're very hard to come across. It's a very hard game to find because it's so rare. I tried to even find a way to crack it online, and I only ran into one spot. But it didn't seem very... It seemed like a lot of work, and I'm not going to go through all that work to figure it out. Plus, there's a lot of issues with this one as well, and there's no troubleshooting help. Like, for example, mine won't even connect online anymore. It just stopped randomly. And then one of my other friends that played this won't even... It just randomly stopped loading in. It just won't even start the game now. It just says failed to process data, and he did not change anything. He loaded it up one night after playing it the night before, and it stopped. So no one really knows what that could have been. And with lack of support, it's kind of hard to help anyone. But it's all good. This is a nice little alternative for him. This is a good little free alternative for you guys if you're interested in this game but don't want to shell out the $80 immediately for DJ Max Trilogy. If you happen to have a PSP, I would recommend getting it on that too. You may not be able to play it with your fingers like in the spread style, but you do play with your thumbs, and it's a lot easier than you think. On that note, if you're playing the 5-key mode, there are quite a bit of spots where you're going to be mashing the very middle note a lot, because the game knew that you would be able to use the square and the right D-pad to hit notes in consecutive order. There is a thing on these DJ Max games called auto hit, I think, Whereas, let's say, alright, let's say I have a note on the far left, and I accidentally use my finger to hit the note beside it. Even though there's no note there, it'll automatically trigger and hit the other note to the side, the one where it was actually coming down. Saying like if there's a note coming here and I hit this one, it'll still activate over here. This is something that if you do consistently, non-stop, it will lower your accuracy quite a bit. So do not do it. Don't think that you can cheat your way through a song by doing it like that, because it's just not going to happen. But it is something that will help you cope. One last thing to mention on the DJ Max Portable Fever that I've given you guys. You're going to see something kind of like that little rainbow note that fell down. You can just hit any note that you want and it'll hit that. You'll also see something that pops up and it'll be like an analog stick. And the analog stick, it'll have the... God, I'm doing so bad. It'll have like a lengthy note that you hold that's also rainbow as it comes down like these. And again, you can just press any button and hold it for the duration, and it'll register for you. God, I'm doing so bad on this song. But yeah, if you have any other questions, I'm going to be uploading this video, I guess, to both of my accounts. This one and the other one. If I were you, I would just try to, if I'm not getting to you immediately on this one, find the other video on the other account, the Lunatic Soldiers one, and I will do my best to help you out. Oh my god, I'm doing so bad. Oh my gosh, what in the world? I can't get the groove down for this song. Alright. If I were you, and if you're kind of savvy with rhythm games in general, like as in you play more than Stepmania and you can do more than 4 keys at a time, I would just jump straight into the mission mode that they offer, because they have a couple of missions that are 4 keys, which will kind of get you into the groove for the accuracy and the playthrough of it. But then as you start playing the missions, you'll level up and unlock more missions, and they will pretty much just level you up fast, unlock a lot of the gear that you need, and you quickly move to the 5 and 6 key mode. In the options, you can change the difficulty of the game from easy, medium to hard. Easy just, of course, expands the timing window a little bit. Medium is the way the game was meant to be played, and hard is pretty much a little bit harder. If you put it on hard, you will actually be able to level up faster, but that's only if you're playing on the stage and freestyle mode. It does not work if you're going to play on mission mode. Mission mode has its own pre-designated accuracy. A lot of people seem to think it stays as on normal all the way through, but I found some missions where it's extremely easy to hit 100% accuracy, and other missions where it would pretty much be asking for a miracle from God to hit 100% accuracy, so I think it changes from song to song. One last thing to explain. You'll find stuff that'll say like def up, auto, tech. I'm going to explain what these are really quick, so whenever you do get to buy the game, whenever you do get the game and play it, you'll know what they do. This one says tech and fever. Basically tech, if you have a lot of tech, that expands your accuracy window. Fever expands the duration of your fever and how fast you gain it back. You gain fever by getting 100% accuracy on notes. Spec is an attribute only to the gears. That is how much health you have. So of course the higher the spec, the more you can miss notes and not die, and the lower the spec, the less durability you've got. Auto, pretty much what this means is if you go to miss a note, it will just give you as 1% accuracy so you don't break your combo. Personally, I would rather try to just stick with the tech over auto, because it makes it a little bit easier on you, plus you tend to get easier fever and get better scores and better combos that way. Def up basically means your resistance, so if you got something like the Spec 110 and Def up 3, or the Spec 150 Def up +1, that basically means you're going to resist losing health. So if you're finding that you're like on a mission that you're losing a lot of health on, you might want to switch to a gear that gives you a ton of Spec, which is your health, and a nice little bit of def up, like this 130 +5. That right there would be the thing that I would use. I would be using the hell out of that if I was on a mission that I could not beat. And then you would switch to like a note that you would want, such as this one. Which one do I have equipped? Find it. I got Tech and Fever right here. Basically, the Tech gives me, of course, better accuracy. Fever gives me a better chance of keeping my fever longer, so you would try to get that. So you would be able to, if you had to, you could button mash, but don't button mash. That's such a noob thing to do. But yeah, that's pretty much the stats. Oh, and the other game will also have golden experience, so you'll be able to just kind of, I guess you could say, rush through the leveling and the gold system. It's extremely easy compared to this game. As you can see, I've only got like 16,000 gold, and this costs 79,000 for this note. And it's only got like +1 to both of the stats. Tech +2, Tech +2. Okay, it's got a +2 to the fever, so my accuracy doesn't get any better, but the fever gets up by +2. And that's quite a bit of gold to spend on that. I'm not gonna lie. But it's the price you pay for your gear, and it does. Your gear makes a big difference. I know a lot of people before, they don't even know what these values are. They just get what looks cool and what looks pretty. And if you're really good at the game, then you pretty much can do that. But I really hope you guys enjoy the game. I'm going to go ahead and include a link to my download. Just give it a shot if you enjoy it. Let me know. Thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to my new channel, The Lunatic Soldiers. I'm going to be posting up a lot of rhythm games there. So yeah, you guys have a nice night.